Continuing on the Nutnfancy saga here, I just wanted to touch on one point which I failed to bring up earlier. Um, in his video here in the description, we touched on how he says that that up to this point, like end of January 2010, he's had absolutely no issues with the LaRue rifle. So this the this confuses me here because he's either lying here, he's lying now, or back then he realized that him screwing with the gas block is why it started to be unreliable, which he actually also said in another quote that I've already shown. But the reason I want to point this out is because if we go to this clip here.
Props where props are due. They're great dudes. I sent it back. It's like, this gun is not shooting. And I sent it back with, at the time, their quad rail, their low profile quad rail installed with a I think the PRI gas block was installed. Okay, and here's one of those times I sent it back. Okay, this is December 11 work, repaired, sent back with additional spring. He didn't really tell me much on that. I called him. I was like, hey, dude, did you fire that? He's like, yeah, we fired a few rounds. It seemed fine to us.
Now I'm going to stop here because LaRue has mentioned in his posts on AR15.com that they no longer test with PMC bronze because it has been so unreliable for them. So that and the fact that
user left your
LaRue,
channel.
that when LaRue got this receiver back, the upper receiver back, and he actually fails to mention he sent the whole rifle back. So they align the gas block, and then they fire it with quality ammo, and it functions fine, which is why they then send it back to him. Now listen to this part.
And this was another one. So this was 2 years previous. I sent this back.
Now, the last invoice was December 2011. 2 years previous is December-ish 2009. I've tried to read this date here. It looks like 11/2009, so about that time frame. All right, let's listen.
I mean, it just goes on and on. This is what I'm talking about. Sending it back is such a hassle. And they're like, yeah, well, we checked it. And here it is. This was with the PRI. Check gas block first for alignment. Checked and corrected.
Okay, notice there. He says that he sent it back with the PRI gas block, so he's already screwed with the rifle. And at this point, he's had it for, what, a year and a half. So he's already changed the configuration, and he expects LaRue to fix it. So, which they do. They align the gas block. So they say that he did not install the gas block correctly because they had to realign it.
It didn't need correcting. I did it right.
So he refuses to accept LaRue's professional opinion and say that he did it right.
Compressed air through it. It was perfect. You'll see that as this video goes on. You'll see what I'm saying.
Now, you shoot compressed air through the barrel, you're going to get some gas flow or air flow through the tube, whether it's perfectly aligned or not. If it's partially aligned, you're still going to get air to come through. But in actually firing the AR, it's not all the gas is going to get there. And in another clip here, he actually mentions about gas leaking on the gas block, and a reason why gas would leak is if you're blocking part of that hole and it has to go somewhere.
And this pissed me off. Bolt full of trash. No, it wasn't. So I get this back. I'm like, what? Full of trash? I keep my bolts and my bolt carriers lubed, cleaned. Come on now. That's just made up. It's fictitious. So I'm like, okay, whatever. They fixed it. This is an 09. Shot it again. Still jamming.
Now, notice that he started this off saying how LaRue has awesome customer support, but he completely flops his position and calls them a bunch of liars. And now another thing which he again fails to mention is that he fires the rifle after he gets it back, and he says it's reliable for 100 or so rounds before it starts to fail again. Let's go look at a clip that goes along with this, which pay attention to what he says.
And I just sent this off to LaRue and told him that. So, this is a LaRue 20-inch, totally unreliable in these conditions. And I've sent this gun back to LaRue. This whole upper's been looked at by LaRue, and it's still not cycling with quality ammunition. Pretty much every round. So, in a firefight, I'm dead with this gun.
Yeah. It's not even stripping around, so I think it's a gas block issue.
It could be gas.
I think I got a shard in your gas
It's
block.
like you've got low.
That's what I sent it back for.
Really?
Okay, he just said in the last video clip that he did the gas block correct. He knows it's correct. So why would he send it back telling them to look at the gas block? Why does he keep flipping his position? Sorry, I had a low hard drive space warning there and I stopped prematurely.
And I just sent this off to LaRue and told him that. So,
I just want to show the rest of this clip here that we didn't watch.
It could be gas.
I think I got a shard in
It's
your
like
gas
it's
block.
like you've got low.
that's what I sent it back for.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I
you've
told
got
him
low
to look
power
at it.
loads.
Yeah.
Because it
And
was
I
coming
have
back.
cycled it before, though. After it came back,
That's been fine, huh?
I shot it like 100 rounds and it was fine.
Huh.
In today's snow,
Cold.
All the tolerances dump, huh?
Okay, so they mention in the previous clip here that they are shooting PMC bronze again, which LaRue has said it's a very low powered ammo. People have shown that it chronos at like 2,700 feet per second, which is in line with Wolf. Now, you know, you take ammo like that out in the cold and it's even less powerful. But notice the gun here. See how it's Duracoated? Now he said he sent it back. I think it said November 2009. So he mentions in another video clip, which I'm going to show right now. Okay, so now pay attention in this next clip what he says.
Now, I did Duracoat the gun, and when I did it, I took the gun apart. I didn't Duracoat underneath where the gas block goes. And I put on a PRI gas block.
Okay, I'm going to stop here. I got to back up because I want to show this one thing, which Russ Sedace has pointed out.
Block on a PRI.
Okay, so he says he took it apart and he put a PRI on. He says when he sent it back to LaRue, it had the PRI gas block, which is, I assume, this right now. This is what it looked like without it being painted. Now, notice this gap here. Generally, there's a gap there when it's a barrel made for having regular handguards on it, so there's a handguard cap, and that would be why that space is there. Now, LaRue has never shipped a barrel or an upper that has a handguard cap on it, so there's no reason for that space. So it's very possible that his gas block is not aligned correct right here to begin with, and he mentions in other videos that it's leaking, so part of it could be covered, and that's why the gas is trying to escape and leak. So right there could be his issue. And also, if he sent it back in this condition, LaRue said that they had to fix the gas block alignment. Now, why am I showing you this video, or this picture here? As that he says that he took it apart to Duracoat it. Now, he sent it back before he Duracoated it, so they fixed it. And then he says that it ran fine, 100 rounds. So what does he do? He takes it apart to Duracoat it.
Now, I did Duracoat the gun, and when I did it, I
See, notice he takes the whole thing apart.
took the gun apart. I didn't Duracoat underneath where the gas block goes.
Now, he's not
And
very
I put-
clear there if he actually takes the gas block off or not, but he
On a
says he takes it
PRI
apart. And
gas block.
taking the lower off the upper to me does not sound like is not taking it apart.
And then the fun really began. It wasn't reliable at all. Back in 2009, I'll show you the footage somewhere. We did Sledgehammer, and it's in the snow. It's freaking...
Okay, so now whose fault is this? Let's go to here. Notice that he posted this December 24th, 2009 is when he painted that, which is after he sent it back to LaRue. So again, showing that it fired fine when he got it back from LaRue, and they they realigned the gas block correctly, and then he takes it apart to paint. Now, I'm not sure if he took the gas block on or off to do it, but from what it sounds like, he's taking this thing apart every day like a freaking Legos project. So that just shows that the timeline here that I am presenting appears to be correct.